your head, and I will shove it up your eyeball.
Johnny Dangerously. Yes, actually. Oh, let's see. Oh, I have something for you. Celebration of your final show or final set of shows. Yes, we'll celebrate. Yes. And they're going to try and continue to convince you to continue. That might be worth it to keep it alive, to keep the brand out up here.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber, Westfield Gas and Electric, where they offer gigabit internet speed. Whip City Fiber, turning Westfield's neighborhoods into fiber hoods. On the web at whipcityfiber.com.
Come on now. Pete, do I have anything? I got nothing in my ear. Work with me, man. Are we on the air? Are we off the air? Are we dead? Is this thing on? Are we good? I don't know. You hear me? Yeah. Well, I guess I can sort of hear myself.
This is what happens when...
See, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, now I can hear me. This is what happens when
Jake
Pete gets another board to play with.
I can't hear Jay at all.
Yeah, that's what. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
now? We're good.
All right,
you
know what it is? He's got a new toy over there that he hasn't figured out yet.
Well,
that's what it is.
Well, here's the thing, though. It doesn't change every week. It's the same sad sack of souls sitting here every Thursday morning.
Good morning, Mr. Barry.
Yeah. Hey, come on, get up, get out of bed. It's 6 o'clock. Let's go. This is it, man.
Speak for yourself.
6:02 a.m. Pete, what were you up till 8 o'clock last night? Would you stay up late?
Yeah, I was out last night.
Out last night?
I was out at the open mic night at Skyline.
Open mic at Skyline, and how was that?
Over there?
It was actually good.
Was that Ed Bentley was opening things
Ed
up
was
over
doing
there?
it. There's a young guy running it. And one of the team members for Agawam Paranormal, Jackie. She's a college student at Westfield State. My God, that girl has an incredible voice.
That's cool. We almost came over. You know, we were looking at that, but Marion bought her Christmas present for herself was one of these newfangled coffee pots that brews coffee the old-fashioned way. Plus, it does the little Keurig thing in it. And
So she
Does
brewed
it
like
froth
20 cups
too?
of coffee last night, and now she's still awake.
she's still awake.
It's a combi pot.
It is, but what prompted it is she doesn't like my coffee. Apparently, my coffee is too weak in the morning. So she sent me a picture. This is your coffee, and it was like pale brown pot of coffee, and then this is my coffee, and it was black. You couldn't see through the pot.
I was
"Okay, I get the
responsible
hint."
last
Black
night.
as ink.
You were responsible?
I was responsible last night. I didn't go out and
Responsible for
drink
what?
because I knew I had to be here for 6 a.m.
I was not responsible last night. I went to Costco.
and spent way too much
And brave
money.
the crowds. You're lucky you don't have a couple of injuries coming out of that.
I got to tell you, though, we got there, the parking lot was mobbed, and that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, what are we doing here? And it was fine.
They move you through.
I was surprised.
It may look busy, but they move
I was
you
very
through.
surprised with the crowds there last night.
Did you go for presents or did you go for normal Costco shopping?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Primarily, my wife and I host Christmas at our house, so we've got
Food.
15 of our closest unloved relatives coming to our house next week.
Where
So
the hell's
that means
my
we need a
invite?
lot of booze.
Where the hell's my invite?
I say people we don't like, Ken. I like you.
all
I'll have
right.
you over when I have people
Well,
over
that's
I
two
like.
people that like you, Ken.
Why?
On top of my 22 listeners?
Yes.
Whoa! When did you get
Where'd
22?
you get 22?
Yeah, really.
Hey, Patrick, last time I was here a few weeks ago, you know, Kenny, where's all your sound effects? Well, I don't have my laptop here, but I did bring these disgusting
he's got
things
his-
along
he's
for you
got
to
his
play
thing.
with.
I have one listener. It's my
You know,
aunt.
Kenny, I can hook you up if you want to get hooked up. It doesn't bother me.
No, we don't need it today.
Okay.
All right, so
'Cause
let's
I just be running Family Guy clips.
That's fine.
Let's
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, exactly. So let's refocus a second here. So this is the Westfield News Radio Show, annual Christmas hilarity and frivolity and foolishness.
Frivolity.
So 6:05 a.m. Thursday, December 20th, 2018. 18 degrees outside your door right now. We've got a 3-day stretch here of unusually warm weather. Today is going to be sunny and 46. Tomorrow, nearly 60 degrees.
Yes.
But wear your wellies because it's going to be a monsoon.
I'm washing my car out in the rain tomorrow.
It's probably
Where
just
your what?
Just run a brush over it a couple times. It'll be
wellies.
good enough.
My
Yeah.
wellies?
Your wellies.
Yes.
It's a British term for your rain boots. Your wellies.
Your wellies.
Your wellies. I think they're called Wellingtons or something like that.
Oh, now I know where
But
it
they
came
call 'em
from.
the wellies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
So
I'll buy it.
grab your pint of warm ale and your wellies and enjoy the rain. So 60 degrees tomorrow and a absolute monsoon. They're talking 2 inches of rain. It
Mostly
starts
in the early morning.
Starts right after dark tonight and before dawn tomorrow into about lunchtime. Saturday the 22nd, 50 degrees and rainy in the morning, getting better as the day goes on. Sunday, December 23rd, sunny and 38. So that's it for the warm weather. Monday, Christmas Eve, 39 and a chance of flurries. Tuesday, Christmas Day, 6 feet of snow and 31.
Good luck with
Wednesday,
that.
26. No, Christmas Day, 36 and sunny. Yeah, partly cloudy and sunny.
You know
Not
how
too
many
shabby.
people's hearts are in their throats right now? I didn't plan for that.
Right.
7 or 8, because that's how many listeners he has.
No, I don't have that many. And my aunt Betty, who's my only listener, she's like, she's going to remain in the house because she's smart. She's like the smartest one. Thursday, December 27th, 3 inches of snow. That's what my weather app is saying.
December 27th?
Yep.
Too far in advance.
Yeah, that is too far in advance.
Ask me in March. I'll tell you what we got.
Okay.
Okay.
Friday the 28th, 42. Saturday the 29th, 35. So really, tomorrow and next Thursday are really the questionable, sorts of weather days. Tomorrow definitely not good.
I got to go clean my gutters.
Thursday, Friday, not.
That might be helpful.
That's so far out. So that's the weather forecast. So we are here in Studio 120 at the Westfield Technical Academy. It's our annual fun holiday show. We call it the holiday. You know, I got grief from one of my cousins for wishing him a happy holidays, and he goes, Patrick, in our family we call it Merry Christmas. I go, yeah, absolutely. But there's New Year's, there's Festivus, there's Hanukkah. There are many different holidays that you celebrate now, which is why I say happy holidays. It's plural.
Festivus?
It's Festivus.
Yes, for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Festivus?
Oh, yeah. Ken, share your grievances with Jay later.
Don't you remember
So
Festivus,
joining-
Jay?
And then when we're done with that, we'll have a challenge
strength.
of challenge of
Strength,
strength.
yeah.
Feats of strength.
Feats
Yeah,
of strength.
feats of strength.
So
All right, what are we
joining
going
me
to
this
lift?
morning are...
and we have to have the poll.
So far.
Right. So far joining me this morning at 6:08 are Jay Pagluca.
Hello.
Good morning. And Kenny Stomsky.
Season's meetings.
Seasons Beatings. I love it.
See, now that I like.
That I like.
And
Oh, so
actually,
you
that
did grow up
goes
in my
a-
household.
When I was young, I
Mother.
did grow up in the corporate world,
Mother,
so I
may I
know
have
that
more-
thing
Mother, may I
very
have more
well.
porridge,
Well,
Mother?
yeah, speaking of Festivus, I wanted to,
Oh,
you know,
so we're talking about
kind of come
porridge.
prepared this morning with a little gift for Mr. Barry as he is his
Winding down. I have one more show next week.
Yeah, one more official show, and I think we'll drag you out here on a regular basis. But it seems that in my searching for fun and frivolity through the whatnot shops
The whatnot shops.
in Western Massachusetts,
Uh-oh.
I came across something I didn't expect. We talked to Festivus.
The Dancing
well,
Eatos?
it's all been whittled down and packed in this little
Oh,
Festivus
there
kit
it is.
box.
The Festivus celebration kit.
Yeah.
No way. Seriously?
It absolutely.
all right
And it
there.
comes with the voice of Frank Costanza.
I've got a lot of problems with you people.
It's a 9-inch talking Festivus pole. Plays 4 distinct audio clips. It's got 2 magnets. Not sure why.
Attached to your refrigerator.
Or the
Oh, yeah.
Festivus poll.
Yep. 5 human fun gift cards. There we go.
So you're all
So
set. Everything you need. Everything you need.
Did you read
Jay?
the bottom of the box?
I didn't read the
Thank
bottom of
God
the
you're giving to me this year and not last year.
Why?
It says Festivus yes, bagels no. Oh, man. Yep.
Now,
right.
Jay's going to get the nasty gram from Mimi later on, right around the first of the year.
Why?
She'll find you at first night for giving him the Festivus
No,
kit.
yeah. This has got to. Oh, it's ages 14 and up. I'm too young.
You're.
That will go on my desk as soon as I get to work this
I
morning.
like that. Okay.
So it's our annual fun and frivolity. During today's the next hour and 50 minutes today's show, we will have a cycle of community radio hosts
A
coming
cycle
on.
of fun.
I know
I
Rob
didn't
Goff.
say that.
Rob Goff said he was on his way.
Rob Goff from Agawam Paranormal will be in. Superintendent Zaporowski will be in. Jay and Kenny are here. Tina, it's the Jingle Bell Brunch at the Senior Center. Tina's not sure if she can make it. I wouldn't expect her because it's a busy day down at the Senior Center.
I may go down there just to see the
Noah Liss is the musical act from 11 to 12, and
Is
then
he?
and then the food afterwards. You can't eat, so I don't because tickets sold out.
I
Jay.
don't need to eat.
Jay, you can eat. You know what you can do? You can eat with us at 10:45 and then zip over there for the last half
Well,
of Noah
I've got
Liss.
conference calls all day. I'm trying to find reasons not to go on the call.
No habla inglés.
My phone died.
Right.
Thank you
You're-
for calling the Mexico City hotline. How about that?
That's my story. and
You're
I'm
having
sticking
lunch
to
with
it.
us at the Tiger's Pride. That's
Now
what
we'll
you're.
see what we can do. Okay.
It's like a resume, Jay. You have to cleverly describe your skills or your excuse. I was abducted by Santa Claus. Sorry.
I've been working with these guys
I'm
too long.
rehooving some reindeers today.
They know me too
What?
well. Rehooving?
Yeah, that was a little too.
Reshoeing. I don't know. What do you do to reindeer?
There are
besides-
blacksmiths across the New England
No, there
states
aren't. That's why
going,
you're so busy
"No!"
now.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you do with reindeer? Do you eat reindeer? That's not vegetable.
Ew.
It's like jerky. You can jerk a reindeer. Like a beef jerky, right? Right? You make beef jerky, deer jerky, moose jerky.
When you're supposed to buzz, he doesn't do
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't. He buzzes me on the.
I thought you were telling me to look at my phone because I heard the T-Mobile ring and I thought you thought it was me.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay.
But
Yeah, you can eat reindeer.
I would think
you
so.
go up to Alaska, and that's on a lot of menus in the
I would
restaurants
think,
up there.
yeah. Well, Alaska, they eat bald eagles because that's the kind of America they live in.
And they're tasty as all hell.
It tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken.
Oh boy. There's going to be
Frozen chicken if you're in
pitchforks and
Alaska.
freaking people walking down with torches and
Torches
pitchforks.
and pitchforks.
Right, coming down,
after it.
coming
Torches
around
and
Greylock
pitchforks.
Street.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not like we're eating the polar bears, okay? We're just eating the eagles and the reindeer, okay?
No seal?
Too fatty. It's
Oh,
not good
boy.
for you.
No, it's actually this time of year. It's
Oh,
nice.
boy.
In like a stew? Oh, yeah. Kinda, it's like a good, hearty seal stew. Like
Seal
a
stew.
walrus soup? Who doesn't like until you get the tusk?
I'm
That
going
is
to go out
nasty.
and light the torches.
I'm thinking the walrus might be a little tough compared to the seal.
Cuckoo
Cuckoo.
Somebody said they eat elf on a shelf.
Oh, that's funny. Elf on a shelf?
Doesn't look like there's much
Careful
meat
where
on
you
that.
go with that
There's not
hat
enough
today.
meat on an elf on a shelf.
I don't want any elf on the shelf meat.
All right. I'm
Why?
just saying.
A little gamey.
Could be. Never know where that is or where it's been.
What do they call it? What do they? It's not strangly. What do they call that? Stringy? I don't know.
A lot of sinuous fiber.
There we go.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're
Tissue.
It's
Sinuous,
already dying. We're only 13 minutes into the show.
sinuous tissue. Let me get that right.
13 stinking
Pete.
minutes into the show.
Pete.
Yes.
You know my rule. I die in the very opening scene. All right, so this is it. I'm on my way out, ladies and gentlemen. So we're off to a relatively slow start. Jay, Kenny, what's going on? Talk to me, boys, about what the holiday plans are. Kenny, let's go with you. What do you got?
I'm catching up on my DVR. Hopefully, the present that I bought myself last night shows up. I can play with that. I needed to pick up another computer so I could do more editing at home. But yeah, I was mentioning on my show on Tuesday, I was waiting for a ninja to show up at my house. Not that type of ninja, a
Teenage
blender.
Mutant Ninja Turtle?
And it showed up yesterday, and I tried it, and those things are insane.
What? The Ninja vacuum?
No, the Ninja blender.
Oh, your blender. Okay. You were
He's
talking
a
about that on
foodie. What's
Tuesday.
he gonna
It will-
do with a
No, he was
vacuum?
talking about it on Tuesday.
It-
and
it-
I
Is it
wouldn't
different
mind.
from the bullet?
It turns celery like into liquid. I mean,
bigger
it was
than a bullet.
incredible.
Oh, all right.
So I'm probably going to load up on all the reject fruit over at Stop and Shop on the 24th and practice making juice on Christmas.
You gonna put a little
I'll drink the juice with-
THC oil in there? What do you got there?
I'll drink the juice with the pierogies I'm probably going to make this weekend.
Ooh, you like the potato and cheese pierogies?
Well, I like the cheese.
You like them all?
And I like the cabbage.
'Cause I'm the Irish guy. I gotta stick the potato in there.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't think potatoes belong in a pierogi.
I'm going to a Christmas Eve.
It's a binder. It's a filler.
Right? Yeah.
I'm going to a Christmas Eve with my brother's fiance, and their family's Polish, and there's no meat on Christmas Eve. So it's borscht and pierogi
Fish.
with no meat.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Is that an Italian thing, Jay? A lot of seafood, a lot of fish on Christmas Eve.
That's a
What,
seven.
an Italian thing?
That's
no,
the seven
Italian
fishes,
starts,
isn't it?
An Italian starts with you walk in the door and start eating, and you don't stop.
Well,
till
that's
you
on
leave.
the 22nd, and you leave on the 27th.
Yes.
But I thought Italians had some culture. Yeah, to Pete's point, some culture does a lot of fish on Christmas.
Well, it's
No,
the
no.
seven fish. The seven fishes.
Right, you got your bass, you got your salmon, you got your trout, you got your swordfish.
You know, I'm gonna have to
All right,
get on
I'm
my
up to
tablet here and
4.
figure that one out.
Now, growing up,
What other kind of fish are there?
growing up in the Italian family that I did, we would end up in Boston inevitably.
Lost.
With the,
Excuse me, sir.
with
I was right.
7,432 relatives all around the kitchen table.
Right.
And of course, everybody's waiting. I got the meatballs being made and the gravy, and it's gravy. It's not spaghetti sauce.
yeah,
it's
it's gravy.
gravy.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
in an
it's-
Italian place, it's gravy.
It's mozzarella too. It's not mozzarella.
That's right.
It's
yeah.
Mott's.
And they put it all together. Now, a whole house full of Italians. Who's making the meatballs and who's making the gravy?
Grandma.
No, it's my Irish uncle.
So I got a question for you. In a house full of Italians, do you guys wear goggles so nobody gets poked in the eye? Because there's a lot of hand talking going on.
We all grew up with this.
Yeah, so you know how to
We all
dodge and
grew
weave.
up with this. We know how to bob and weave.
Bob and weave, bob and weave.
See, here it is,
Smile
Patrick.
away,
I was
boys.
right, and Jay should have known about this. Feast of the Seven Fishes. It's an Italian-American celebration, also known as the Eve.
The Eve. Because sometimes Italians can't say Christmas, so they just say Eve. The Eve.
It's too much words.
Yeah. So and Ken read it on the internet, so it must be true. So if it's on the Westfield Facebook forums, it must be true.
I really figured Fonzie would have known this one.
I ain't no fish lover.
Oh, wait, a moment of silence for Penny Marshall, please.
Yes,
If you
yes,
bring up
that was-
Fonzie, and then there's Leather Tuscadero, Pinky Tuscadero, all the ancillary, Potsy and Ralph Malf.
I always digged Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah, I was a Shirley, not a Laverne.
I think everybody was. I don't know anybody who digged a chick with a letter on her shirt. It's kind of creepy. It's sort of like,
And that voice.
Mary Tyler
my
Moore
God.
had the big M at her house.
yeah, but she didn't wear it on every item of clothing she
Good
had.
point. Yeah, well.
But no, I got to tell you.
And she was
just-
better looking, too.
Hey, Jay, I'm
Just
Go ahead.
sidetrack. I want to stick with the Penny Marshall thing for a second. I think every one of us in this room grew up with Penny Marshall. I mean,
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley,
Yeah.
Happy
well,
Days.
and then all the movies after that.
And then the movies, Big, League of Their Own. I mean, she was really, and her brother Gary Marshall, two huge influences on comedy and on the
Comedy in the 70s, absolutely.
But they sort of
into the 80s.
Everything, and I wouldn't say everything, but a lot of what's done today is sort of based on some of the things that the concepts they had back then.
Sure.
There were a lot of bases laid for the sitcom.
Yeah.
There was the 60s sitcom era, the 70s.
Dick Van Dyke,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
60s. But it was all family. It was all very
Yep.
innocent, and it was all with a lesson
Right.
tied to it.
And then you got the Rebel with Fonzie and the two chicks living together, Laverne and Shirley.
Steve's talking about the innocent comedy there.
I think Two
Did you
Broke
forget
Girls
about All in
was
the
a retread.
Family?
Leave
Yeah,
it to be.
exactly.
No, that was
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
All in the Family, Archie Bunker.
You meathead. But to Pete's point, the latest sitcom, Two Broke Girls, which I don't even know if that's still
I've
around.
seen that.
I think
It is
it's
still
ended.
around.
Sort of
yeah.
it's basically
It's a
modern day
retread.
Laverne
Yeah.
and Shirley, exactly. So
Yeah, I think
anyway,
it's end of life.
so I did want to.
But we digress.
we digress.
Monday.
Monday. Whatever happened to those two ladies? Are they still around?
Ellie is still around.
I've talked to Ellie a couple times.
Yeah.
Actually, I
She's-
shouldn't say that.
she's
I've
working
seen
around.
Ellie from a distance, at various functions in town or whatever.
Yeah,
I see
she
her.
always pops up and says hello when I see her or when she sees me.
And Kat, I haven't seen Kat in ages.
I think Kat moved.
No,
Really?
That's what I heard. So we'll see if we can find out.
Yeah.
Well, if you're listening, doubtful. Good morning. Happy holidays.
Ellie might be listening.
All right.
Mondays.
Ellie might be
Ellie,
listening.
well,
Yeah.
get down here.
You're borderline stalking here.
Stocking or stalking?
Stalking.
Stocking.
Stocking?
Yeah, that's what's hung on my mantle at
Yeah,
home.
that's where I'm wearing today. Anyway, Pete, before we went to Penny Marshall, what were you going to say, or do you not remember?
It's time for a break.
Oh, the Boston Globe says that in New England there's a severe shortage of Santas.
Jay? Oh,
I was looking at Jay,
Everyone
yeah.
looks at me.
Yep.
I was looking
hey,
at
Rob
Jay.
Goff's here, and he brought coffee. Way to go, Mr. G.
Just for me.
So it is 6:19
You guys
in the
can
morning.
all take a hike.
Good morning.
Why? Where are we hiking to?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Anyway, it's 6:19 in the morning. We need to take our first musical break. Thanks to some of our underwriters. I gave Pete a list of songs the other day.
Is Baby It's Cold Outside on it?
No,
Shame
a
on you.
much more raunchy version than that. I gave Pete a list of songs. These are I completely forgot about this album. This is from, I want to say, the 70s or early 80s.
Oh, please tell me it's the South Soul Orchestra.
No, much, much better. So we're going to take a break. Most of today's music is coming from this album. They're actually good songs. Some of you, older generation, may remember it. It's not.
Is it a Dr. Demento album?
No, it's not. These are anyway. Without further ado, Mr. Coles, please take us away.
All December 24th, 1818, the curate of a parish in Oberndorf, Austria, Joseph Mohr, gave a poem that he had written to a friend of his, Franz Gruber, who was also the choir master and organist in that church. He asked Mr. Gruber if he would write music for his poem, and that he might write it for 2 solo voices and guitar accompaniment. Because the organ being broken, he desperately wanted music to be part of their Christmas Eve service. Mr. Gruber wrote the melody to a song which has become the most beloved of all Christmas carols. Stille Nacht, in English, Silent Night. Schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly
Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Uncle Kermit. Oh, thanks, Robert. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Colonel. Merry Christmas, Jonathan.
Merry Christmas, you guys.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Live around the world.
You're listening to the Westfield News Radio Show on WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield.
Here's your host, the owner of the Westfield News Group, Patrick Barry.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6:25 a.m. It's Thursday, December 20th. Get out of bed! Huh?
Are you getting ready to go on to NPR?
I am. Joining us this morning is Mike Schweddy, and Mike is going to talk to us about his holiday treats. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
So what did you bring with us today, Mike?
I brought down a real good treat.
And what
it's
are those?
really great.
They look beautiful.
Yes, they are my sweaty balls.
All right, moving right along. For those of you who aren't paying attention to what Kenny and I are doing, it is a Saturday Night Live skit from many years ago.
They have peanut butter.
It is
with chocolate.
I've got to get my mouth on those.
All righty, this is community radio. So anyway, that's
I love that skit.
It's a skit from Saturday Night Live. It is, if you have any sort of adolescent humor in you.
There's none of that around that table.
It is a very
Good God.
It is long before what's his name started doing Trump. What's his name?
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. He was
back on.
He was Mike
last weekend.
Schweddy.
Yeah,
he was Mike
back on
Schweddy.
last weekend.
It was
I have to admit that I had never seen the original of that.
Original of what?
Of that
Schweddy?
skit. The
Schweddy?
The Schweddy Ball skit. And
have you
it
seen
wasn't
Betty White do the Dusty Muffin? Look that one
We'll
up.
talk about that one later. And my parenting skills perhaps were put aside when my son showed me that skit, and he was about 8 years old.
That tells you how old this skit is.
Yeah.
Because he's now 12.
And we both laughed at that like crazy, playing it over and over
yeah.
again until my wife walked in the room.
Hey, what are you laughing at? Nothing, dear. Nothing. So yes. So if you
Nothing to see here.
So joining us is Dave Goff. Good morning, Dave.
No, it's Rob
Dave
Goff.
Goff is a advertising executive. Rob Goff. I apologize for that. I mentioned
That's
that.
all right.
Did I say Dave or Rob when you showed up with
Rob.
the coffee?
I don't know.
No, I think you said Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
did.
know,
You had it right
yeah.
there.
Okay. Rob Goff from Agawam Paranormal is joining us. Good morning, Rob.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Thanks for bringing yourself a coffee.
Thanks for coming
what?
in.
This is why we're getting rid of Patrick in a week.
Exactly. So, Rob, if you-
Actually, no, I've arranged for coffee for everybody at 7 o'clock.
Ooh.
But nobody comes in for the school
No, I
until
know.
7 o'clock.
And
So
for the
still got-
record, Mr. Plass brings us coffee every Tuesday.
he
Yes.
does.
Because
He does.
he knows no one will show up if he
Well,
doesn't.
he's just because he wants to stop at the Dunkin' Donuts and piss that girl off. Oh, that's it. That's the only reason.
wait a minute, he
Because
made peace with her.
He orders. I want this one. I want half
Yeah,
and
she
half
quit.
decaf with that one. I want whole milk and natural milk, and I want a little bit of almond milk, a little third in that one. And that's why that girl is so mad at him.
One pump and froth it.
Exactly. Well, no, that's a Starbucks thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Starbucks.
She left Dunkin's and went to Walmart for less of a stressful job.
There you go.
Probably true.
Yeah. My daughter works at Starbucks at the mall. She loves it. It's fun. Makes good tip money. But
Yeah, when you're paying $5 for coffee and they hand you a 10 and say keep the change.
Well, yeah.
People make too much
An
money.
interesting story for you. So I'm reading an article the other night about, because I'm of the belief that you should not pay that much for a cup of coffee.
Right.
If you're
I would
paying
agree.
more than $2 or $2.50 for a cup of coffee, I'm talking the larger size, then yeah, you're going to
Yeah.
pay more. But if you're paying, look, on average, more than $2 or $2.50 for a cup of coffee, anything extra you should be investing that or saving that or doing that. So this guy wrote this whole article about really how much money that is.
Oh, yeah?
And he goes, in the course of a year, it's about, he goes, if you drink a $5 cup of coffee every day and you say, all right, it really should be $2.50. He did the whole calculation. He goes, it's about, I don't know, like $2,300 a year difference.
When you were at
He
your
goes,
shop,
and
why
you
the hell
can't-
were you charging us $9 then?
That was just you.
All right.
So everybody else, it was a free coffee. I had to stay in business somehow.
Well, technically, I was paying it forward, so I'm a
Right.
good guy.
So, but he
Thank
said,
you, Ken.
but this article went on to say, if you took the difference and invested it, even at compound, whatever, he goes, over the course of 20 years, you're less than $10,000. He goes, so it's a balance of splurging a little bit for something you really want now versus it's not going to help you in retirement.
I'll take the 10 grand.
Yeah.
You know how much PA that could buy?
I know. See, everybody has their dreams.
Yes.
You know? So anyway, good morning, Rob. Thanks for joining this ridiculous show. Were you not listening to us on the way here and go, I really should turn around.
Yeah, but I had Pete's coffee, so I had to come in.
He knows where his bread is buttered.
That's right.
Exactly. So I just want to jump back. So the music that you heard a few moments ago was from a Pete, if you have, I don't know if you looked it up at all, but it's from the 70s or early 80s. It was John Denver and the Muppets did a Christmas album. I stumbled across it.
Yeah.
Was it Sunday or Monday when I emailed it to you?
I don't know. You had to give it to me, and then I had to hear it. And now
was-
we have to all hear it.
Now it's going to be stuck in your head. So, but it's. I remember they did a special on ABC when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, and I'm like, you know what? That's my music on today.
See, now, you remember when we used to watch TV as kids, you looked at the TV guide and you said, look, we got to watch that at 7:30 on Tuesday night. And
Right.
everybody in the neighborhood was there and they all watched it. And then the next day we talked about it in school. No, now you get
Hey,
all,
did you stream
all
that
day,
last
all
night?
friends.
Yeah, did you binge watch this series?
So, but the other
Series?
No, I haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well,
When Emmett Otter came on, I had to watch it when it came on.
That
There
was the
no
best.
watching it later on.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember back in the day, that was actually an HBO special
yeah.
when it first came out.
Yeah, it was.
Emmett Otter was
That-
awesome.
yeah, I've got
Some of
that
that
on
music
disc.
was modeled after Black Sabbath.
What was
Seriously?
Yeah, not Emmett Otter's band, but the
the Nightmare.
The Nightmare band. Yeah, that was
Emmett
based on Black
Otter's like
Sabbath.
Black Sheep brother. You know, he was the
Yeah,
Black
like
Sabbath.
like Zydeco.
Zydeco.
Yeah.
What was the other Muppet show that was a takeoff of the Muppets? What was it called? Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle
Fraggle
Oh,
Rock.
yeah.
Yeah, that was by
HBO.
Jim Henson's
Jim,
studios.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another.
Jim Henson was a genius in
Absolutely.
everything that he did.
Absolutely.
And one of his cronies, Frank Oz, was the two of them really were partners in all of that.
Yeah.
Frank Oz was
Pay no
the
attention to the
hand,
man behind the curtain.
but he was the hand making Yoda do his thing in the first movie.
He created Bert.
And Bert. Hey, Bert.
Yep.
From Bert and Ernie?
Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Hey, Bert.
I thought they came together.
No, they don't. Matter of fact, there was an
was
article
first?
that claimed that they were in fact not gay.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about.
Well, you
I
said
thought
together.
No, I meant the characters. I thought they debuted together.
Together that way. Okay,
Yeah,
I got
no,
you.
not together. Together as in life partners.
And this is why I wake up early in the morning.
This is why I sleep in.
I promised
Speaking of
Patrick
which-
I would try to derail him today.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, is Bob Plass coming to our house this morning or no?
I don't know. Did you invite him?
I don't
to
know.
our
I did. I invited
Bob,
everybody.
if you're
Let's charge him to come here because he charges us to go there.
Bob, if you're
I still haven't been there. I refuse to pay.
Bob, if you're listening, come on up to campus up at Westfield State. We're all hanging out, having a good time.
What are you kidding? Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'll pop up the cam and see if he shows up.
He's
Pop
not
up the
even
cam.
listening right now. He's probably just sleeping next to Frankie.
He goes over and the studio's dark. I don't understand.
I must still be sleeping.
Oh yeah, he's still sleeping. He doesn't get up before 9 o'clock.
Well, that's what he said.
He gets up in time for Regis and Kathy Lee.
Bob stopped by my office yesterday for one
wait.
thing.
Regis and Kathy Lee aren't on anymore.
Yeah.
That's what we keep telling him, but he keeps calling it that.
I put in my application to replace Kathy Lee with Hoda.
Yeah. Kathy Lee's gone after, was it 7 or 8
Couple of
years?
weeks. 11 years.
Not
11
soon
years.
enough.
11 years she was on Today's Show.
You know what? I don't have a problem drinking wine on camera. I'll replace her.
There you go.
I have never.
They are lit by the time they get to the end of that program. They have to be.
I've never seen 3 seconds of that show. I don't even. All I
Yeah,
know
actually,
is
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
They
time
do-
I've
no,
ever
they do
seen it.
drink
And what the
wine.
hell
They
kind
do
of
have
name is
the
Hoda?
glasses of wine all the time.
yeah.
She's Egyptian, actually.
Is that what it is?
Is she really?
Okay.
Yeah,
didn't
she's
know that.
half or fully Egyptian. See, somebody pays attention, and I've only seen the show
wait a minute.
twice.
Somebody
paying
apparently is
attention,
supposed to
you
be
know if
working
it was
during the
half or
day, and
full.
he's not.
I've only seen the show twice.
Can we play the Bangles "Walk Like an Egyptian" later?
We could if
No,
you want.
I
I'll
to.
say
like that song.
Yeah.
Come on, that's still a good song.
Absolutely.
Whatever happened to Egypt? Remember when we went to school and looked on a globe? It was huge, and now you look at a map and it's barely there.
Egypt is still there.
It's not as big as what
That's
it was.
not the.
That's because you're just looking at a smaller globe.
I think there's more to it than that, Jay.
The rest of the world is plotting to remove Egypt from.
Why?
So that keeps the borders.
Can't
keep
we
free.
all just get along?
Oh, easy, Rodney. Wasn't that Rodney King who
Yeah,
said
it
that?
was.
Yes,
Yeah.
What a wealth of useless information in this room.
that's true.
Okay.
This is the best trivia
I
team
can't,
ever,
remember,
right here.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast an hour ago, but I can remember said, "Can't we all just get along?" from 1993.
Well, I guess right now you don't have to worry about your ratings anymore, do you?
I never had to because the studio or the university is too cheap to buy a rating book. Did I say that out loud?
Yes.
So
you
all
did.
this useless information, one must remember that the leader of this gang owns the local newspaper.
The leader of this band is Todd.
Todd?
And what is it? The leader of the band is Todd. His mind is growing. What's that song? Is that that's Dan Fogelberg,
Dan
right?
Fogelberg,
Yes.
yeah, leader of the
Again,
band. Yeah.
useless information.
I like Dan Fogelberg.
He's dead, you know.
Well, yes, I know, and my sister cried when that happened. You know, there was Jim Croce, there was Harry Chapin.
Harry
You know,
Chapin,
think about all those wonderful songwriters, and they were
Jerry
Keith
Garcia.
Richards.
Yeah, he just should be dead. So that's proof that alcohol preserves.
Well, you know, he finally
He is
got.
so
he
pickled.
finally came off of booze. You know, he quit everything else a couple of years ago, but you know, recently he came off booze, and guess he's going to die now because I think that's the
'Cause he
only
quit-
thing that's
yeah,
been
he quit
preserving
drinking,
him.
yeah.
But you know what's interesting? There was
It's called pickling
on
liquid.
page 2 of the Westfield News, every day we do Today in History. And the other day it was Keith Richards turned 75. And he got married on his birthday. He's still married to the same woman for 40 years.
No kidding.
You don't hear
Really?
that in rock and roll. So
Wow.
you figured he got married at 35.
Yeah.
At the Stones' peak, probably, when, I mean, and back then, rock and rollers and women were just, it was one of those things, but he's been married to the same woman for 40 years.
My question is, how many of those 40 years does he actually remember?
And that information was on page 2?
Page 2.
Page 2.
Not 6.
So you
Page
can
2.
read that for only a value of 75 cents, which I think is a bargain.
This is community radio. You can't pitch things, Ken. Have we not been slapped on the wrist enough for that?
That's not a call to action.
Oh,
He's
it's
just
not.
giving the value of the paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unlike the
his perceived
social
value
media
of the
trolls,
paper.
who the social media trolls who refuse to pay for anything.
Well, I understand that you have to pay for your work, so I have no problem having my father pay 75 cents a day for the paper.
And then stealing it from him.
Yes, and he comes by, has coffee, talks to his dad. See you later, Dad.
We're actually being
seen my paper?
we're being good to the environment. One paper for 2 people.
Kenny gets day-old news is what he gets.
And you know what? Here's the thing: is if everybody in town did that, I'd be a happy man. So there's 42,000 people who live here. If half those people bought a paper or subscribed and gave it to somebody else, 20,000 a day circulation. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I could live with that.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
Nothing
We all
wrong
in
with-
agreement?
Yeah,
All right.
I like that idea.
When
That's
we leave here,
That's a good marketing plan right there.
Yeah. Recycling.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to go to the bird cage in order to recycle it either.
Or the
Correct.
litter
What happened
box
to the
or
old
fish store?
the newspaper box on the corner? Remember that? You could put a quarter
They're
in the
still
newspaper.
You know what?
there.
I-
You can put a quarter in, but it's going to keep asking you for more
For more
money.
quarters,
I happen
yeah.
to see this up at 7B's. There's an old Republican one up there that the paper has to be a couple of years old because it's yellow. And it's falling apart, and I don't think they've filled it in a couple of years.
And it's
Just-
still-
In the
it's-
box in front of the restaurant?
No,
Or
it's
it's
sitting
inside?
around the corner of the salon. It's
Oh,
like
gotta go
I'm
look.
facing Cumberland Farms, and it's been there for I don't think I've seen the same paper in there for at least over 2 years.
That's
Let's
funny.
go check the date.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You should buy the paper. Last time that
Yeah, there's certain things about newspapers that are it's a time capsule.
Yeah.
If you think about it, anybody can go up in their attic, especially if your house is 30 years old, 40 years old, and there's something packed in newspaper, and you're going to unwrap it
And look at
and
it.
you're going to look at the paper and go, oh, the first thing you look at is the date, and then you look through the articles, and it's like a time capsule. It's really cool.
The other thing I talk about with newspapers is, I get it. The internet, you can get anything you want on the internet. There's so much information. We just found out about the Seven Fishes Festival or whatever the hell it is. But when but again, the other day we had a full-page photo spread of the Westfield High School band concert,
I
holiday
saw that,
concert.
yes.
You're not going to cut that. You're not going to print that off the internet. You're not going to print the page on the internet. You're going to
No,
cut it out of
you're
the
going
paper.
to tear the page,
right?
especially if your kid is in it. You're going to tear the
Or your
page out,
grandkid,
and
your
it's going to
niece,
be
your
on
nephew.
right there on the fridge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, no, I have a stainless steel fridge now. That doesn't work.
Duct tape, gaff tape.
he does have gaff tape.
The honor rolls. We're the only ones that put in our local school honor roll.
Yeah.
There's things in the paper, and I'm not just in any community paper. The West Springfield Record, the Reminder in East Long Meadow. All those community papers, they're about the community. It's so important that and I look at it. The thing that drives me every single day is if I was to close the doors tomorrow, who would know about the water issue? Who would know about the missing girl? Who would know about? Pick it. The
Other than
the
a glancing blow.
the shortfall in the police department budget. The police department is working on a shoestring budget right now. They're down 17 officers. They have to pull the school resource officers to fill regular jobs. That leaves a vacancy
And
in the
almost
schools.
all of the
It's
community
like,
policing.
nobody knows this.
Yeah.
Well, they do if they read your paper, Mr. Berry.
Exactly.
So?
It's 6:41. Thanks for getting me heated, Ken.
Somebody's got to wake you up.
Usually,
you weren't
usually we
you weren't
count on
woke
him to do
enough
that.
yet.
I wasn't woke.
He's not woke.
I'm not woke. I'm not something.
Just be happy that I didn't mention putting veterans in the schools if we can't have police
I
officers.
saw your
in there.
comment.
All right, okay, I'm going there. All right, we should have retired or honorably discharged veterans in the schools looking over our children.
The only question is, as a volunteer or paid position?
Yeah, I was just thinking
you could
that
look
myself.
at you could look at it either way to see which way would work.
You could use it as part of the tax write-off
It's already
program.
funded. It's already funded, so that's okay.
It is funded? It's a funded program?
Well, no, the school resource officer.
The resource officer. Yeah.
It could be part of VIPS.
I mean, and we're very, very fortunate. Knock on something. There is no wood in this room. We're
Okay.
very
It's drywall.
We're very fortunate living where we are that we don't have a lot of the safety issues that are concerns in other parts of the country. However, don't be lax because of it. So if we put veterans in,
that's perfect.
If God forbid something happens, Paul Pellin or Tracy Plouffe, the school resource officer, they have a weapon. If we put a veteran in, unarmed veteran, we're in that day and age. You got to have an armed
Actually, no, the schools
member.
could probably use veterans far more as mentors. They really need mentors in a lot of the schools.
Or just as an added level.
Eyes
Another
in
set
the
of eyes.
hallway.
Yeah, another set of
an
eyes.
added level. But I don't know if a veteran could an unarmed veteran, unarmed
I'm not
anyone.
saying I'm not saying replace. I'm
Right,
saying
yeah.
have
I thought we
them.
weren't getting heavy this morning.
he
Kenny?
ain't heavy. He's my brother.
All right, we need a break.
Left half or right half? Are we talking Twix? No, Kit Kat. Twix.
Twix.
Anyway, 6:43 in the morning. We're going to take another musical break. Play a little bit more John Denver and the Muppets. And then we got a special song coming up at top of the hour before my normal musical interlude. We'll be right back.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 gold rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 9th day of Christmas, 9 ladies dancing,
8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
on the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping,
9 ladies dancing,
8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, and lords a leaping,
9 ladies dancing,
7 swans are swimming.
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
4 calling birds. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 birds a leaping,
3 babies dancing.
8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying.
5 gold rings.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at Rockies.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com. Offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldState.bncollege.com.
Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Live around the world.
You're listening to the Westfield News Radio Show on WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield.
Here's your host, the owner of the Westfield News Group, Patrick Barry.
Good morning again, everybody.
Good morning again, everybody.
Morning.
Jay.
Jay.
Pete, can everybody
Pete,
see my
can
sweater?
everybody see my sweater?
Why are we repeating everything?
Why are we
saying?
repeating
everything?
They're both doing the repeater.
Ay. Pete, can everybody see my sweater on TV?
Yeah. If you got to stand up, I mean, you could stand up and everybody will see it better.
18 degrees outside your door right now, going up another 30 degrees to 46.
Yeehaw.
28 degrees.
I'll take that.
All right, absolutely.
Pull
Today's
out your
gonna be
bikinis.
What?
Way ahead of you. I'm not wearing pants under this table.
Oh, no.
46 degrees and sunny today. Tomorrow, not so nice. About 2 inches of rain and 59 degrees. So it's a monsoon. What are we going to wear tomorrow, Jay?
Mucklucks.
Mucklucks.
Got my
That's an
mucklucks by
Abbott
the
and
fire.
Costello bit. Where your
Oh,
mucklucks.
sorry, your mucklucks.
Your wellies. You got to put your wellies on.
Put your wellies on.
Saturday the 22nd, 50 degrees. Sunday the 23rd, sunny and 38. Monday, some flurries and 39 degrees. Tuesday is Christmas Day. Tuesday, the 25th of December is Christmas Day, if anybody was not aware.
It's the
6 feet of
most
snow
wonderful
is
thing. Will
forecasted.
you stop that?
But I do a regular thing that Pete and I talk about. In all seriousness, just getting away from the joking that we all do. One thing that Pete and I do every week is we talk about the hurricane and tropical cyclone forecast. It is Thursday morning, 6:51. Grocery stores open at 7. You've got 9 minutes to get your pants and slippers on. Get down. Get your bread and your milk. Tropical cyclone Kananga is barreling towards the United States at 2 miles per hour. It's currently 10,117 miles from Westfield, but it's gaining steam, folks. So you're going to want to get on
Are you going to go out shopping in that sweater?
Absolutely. But
that is one heck of a sweater.
And by the way, that is a Category 3. That's just not some tropical storm. This is a cyclone. This is it's got cyclonic activity in it, Ken. It's a category
I have
3.
a vacuum with cyclonic
It's
activity.
145 mile per hour gusts. All right.
It sucks too.
But now, so we still have right behind that, or we have tropical storm Salida. In the southern Indian Ocean, 8,930 miles from Westfield, moving
that
at
one's
8 miles
closer.
per hour. Right, exactly. So it's closer, but it's not as strong. This is still weak. It's still 70 miles and 85 mile per hour gusts.
Is this the cyclone season for that hemisphere? Is
Yeah.
that the deal?
Southern. It's the middle of their summer.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
okay.
it is. Tomorrow's the winter
Solstice,
solstice.
yes,
So
that's the
yeah,
middle
it
of their
is
summer.
the dead middle of summer.
Somewhere I
It doesn't
was-
get more middle than that.
Somewhere I was reading. I was in my hunt for Christmas parodies. In fact, for those of you wondering what we're going to do on the show tomorrow, JP's Talk About Town will be doing Christmas parody
Oh
songs.
boy.
So
I'm not gonna get away from
We
this.
found one from Australia, and it's
Hello, mate. You want to throw
Rudolph-
another Santa on the Barbie?
Can you imagine Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in Australia?
I don't do accents,
especially because it's warm there this time of year.
right.
You know, so.
I am. I really want to celebrate Christmas and New Year's like in a tropical island. One of these years, I'm going to do it.
We did it at.
Are you going to wear that sweater if you go to a tropical island?
No,
I mean,
but-
I am fixated
No.
with the sweater right
No, but
now.
I have a Speedo that's got the same design.
I mean, did you make that yourself?
I borrowed
just
it from
wrong.
I borrowed it from the Wake Up Wednesday.
Look
host.
at everything attached to the front. Let me touch your balls.
Go ahead. Oh,
Those
thank you.
balls are awesome.
There's a yellow one. I got 2 red ones.
But they're not
I don't have any
sweaty.
blue ones. No,
They
I got
could
a
be.
hat, yeah.
Give them a little
So
spritz.
hold on. So what I want to do is it's 6:53. We're gonna leave.
It took me a lot to build up. to
Yes,
that.
it did.
And that's Ken. They're better when they're instant. The wheels. I saw the hamster sweating in that brain of yours trying to come up with this. So I want to go.
Well, you're
around
the one with balls on your belly.
No, I'm not. I'm wearing a Christmas tree with a hat.
There's balls on that tree.
Yes, everybody's tree has Christmas ornaments.
And the public says,
Oh my God! Who the hell
Thank
cares?
you. So
Right.
I want to get a little bit serious here. While Jay's out, elbows deep in some crumb cake. I want to start with you, Ken. Then we'll go to Rob, and then we'll hit Jay. What is your fondest memory of Christmas as a kid, Ken?
Gee, you put me on the spot here.
Exactly. That's the whole point of this show. I'm an interview extraordinaire.
Probably
interviewer.
before I knew any better, and I walked downstairs and just saw all the boxes under the tree. That
Yeah.
Other than that,
So there was no Christmas memory of any good or bad. I was sitting there and accidentally knocked over the Christmas ham, got slapped across the room by Dad. No memory,
Yeah, I spent Christmas night in lockup.
Really?
"Did you
Yeah.
really?"
Yeah.
Good. Where? Here?
Yeah.
Locally or in Vegas?
No,
And
no.
then he turned
No,
4.
not here.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
No, it was a little loud, and authorities came over, and I don't care who it is, one of you are going in. I'm here. I'm taking one of you in, and it ended up being me.
Either you or your dog. And, all right, Fido, I'll take
So
it.
yeah, so it's not a fond memory, but it's probably a Christmas memory that
Yeah.
sticks
It's something
to
you
me.
will never forget.
I'll never forget that.
Rob, how about you? What's a Christmas memory of yours?
Just growing up, now I'm the youngest of 3, and there's almost 14 years between my brother and I.
Wow.
So
your
we-
oldest brother and the next.
My next in line. And then
Really?
my sister, I was an oops. I came with the new house.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
one of those. I'm not that bad. There's 5 years difference.
Yeah, I got 14 between my brother and I, and then
Wow.
18 months between him and my sister, the
Wow.
oldest of the 3. But we always had Christmas was at whoever's house had the youngest kids.
Oh.
So when I was the youngest one in the family, it was at my parents' house. Then when my brother had his sons, we went over to there. And Santa was
Interesting.
always a big part of it.
Right.
Even really almost to this day. It became a transition from one to another, but Santa was always a huge part of things.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, we unfortunately didn't have any prison time or anything like that, so I can't really go with that.
Well, I think of the 4 of us, Ken's got us beat on all
He
that,
does.
yeah.
But one of the stupidest things for me that resonates Christmas, and it is really stupid. Every year when my brother had Christmas, my parents and I would go to Burger King on our way to my brother's. To this day, I associate Burger King with Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's just sad.
Well, but it was something
Well,
quick
at
on the
least
way
you,
there.
At least you didn't go to
And-
McDonald's because the ice cream machine's broken.
Yeah, it's always broken.
Jay, what's your
Okay,
fondest,
troll.
Jay, what's your fondest?
Yeah, right.
I was the oldest of 4 kids, and we were all about a year apart. So I have a cousin, one of my favorite cousins, who is in theater, still is, about 5 years older than me. She always describes our family as, your mother was always pregnant. That's all she remembers.
Wow.
Yeah, because the kids were one right after the other.
Exactly.
But my favorite toy, getting my first favorite toy, was this Lionel train. And in the 60s, I think everybody had it.
Yep.
The steel tracks, the big train, and all I did every year, I would get more tracks, and this train layout would get more elaborate in the basement every year. And that was my favorite thing growing up in the 60s, was the making the train set bigger.
I've got 2. One was when I was really little, when my mother's parents, specifically my mother's father, was still alive. We'd go to their little house, this little 2-bedroom ranch right here on Wilson Avenue in Westfield. And I'm the youngest of 13 grandkids. So, and from 3 different families. So you have the 13 grandkids, 2 sets of parents, that's 19, and my grandparents would make 21 people in this little 2-bedroom ranch. And what my grandfather would do is all the Christmas presents would be piled up in a corner, and all the kids would go pick up a present, get in line, and Grandpa would read who it's to and who it's from, and then you, as the kid, would have to go deliver it. So that was always a fond memory. Moving forward a few years, I was probably 10 or 12, and I don't know if anybody ever remembers the game trackball. It was like highlight. It had this, okay?
That was an awesome game.
Exactly. I love that game.
Well, it was either that or jarts, and they wouldn't let us throw the
wait
steel.
for it. So I got a trackball for Christmas. It was the best gift ever. I called my buddy Jeff. I'm like, you get down here now. He lived like 5 houses away. He comes down. It was a Christmas like next week. It was warm out. It was nice. We played trackball all afternoon. Remember, you could curve the ball, everything.
Yeah.
So he and I are working on it, and I gave it this curve. He's running for it, and man, he just never saw the neighbor's mailbox. Yeah, I mean, I think to this day, he's now 52. I think to this day, he's still got U.S. mail on his cheek. But man, that was funny. Yeah, that was good.
Now this wasn't just Christmas, but Christmas we were always in Boston because all the family would gather in Boston. It's because my mom grew up in Somerville, and it's Somerville, not Somerville. No. Somerville.
Because there's winter sometimes.
And
so it's not always summer.
And my dad was Medford.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So we would always go up and visit both of the grandparents' house, but Medford was the Italian side, and that's where the big family grew up. But the ride up there we grew up in Manchester, Connecticut, so it was up 84 to the Mass Pike and then out to Boston. And we had station wagons, and that was the thing. And in the 60s, station wagons had the backwards seat in the back.
Yeah.
And so we would always sit in the back and look out the back window and roll that window down just a little bit so the exhaust fumes would come in.
And make faces at the people behind
exactly.
you.
Oh, yeah. And we'd wave.
So your parents couldn't see you
exactly
doing other things
right.
to the people behind you.
Yeah.
It's amazing we survived that, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
And we jumped.
No seatbelt.
No seatbelt. We jumped from seat to seat to seat.
My God.
Those seats were probably safer than what they have now.
Yeah.
Go before station wagons, and I remember distinctly my father's 57 Chevy Bel Air. Right, and you remember the big wide back window and the shelf back there?
Yeah, you can lay up there.
I did.
There you go.
Yeah, this kid laid up on the bed. No seat belts. I hung out under the window in the back, sunning myself.
Almost like the Vista Cruisers in the 70s. Not only did you have the sunroof in the middle, you also had the 2 other skylights in the back that you could look out.
Yeah.
So before we go to break.
7 o'clock at WSKB Westfield.
Before we go to break, the most interesting part about that story you just shared with us, Jay, I would have pegged you as making that trip long before Route 84 and the Turnpike were built. But
those were built in the 50s.
Boy, that joke fell flat. That really didn't go well at all.
That went over like a fart in church.
That's what I remember.
Anyway, we're going to take a top of the hour break. Pete, we're going to deviate from John Denver and the Muppets. Do you have my song queued?
Of course.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know the words. Sing it along with us now.
Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. Santa's got a little friend, his name is Dominic, the cutest little donkey. You never see him kick. When Santa visits his paisans with Dominic, he'll be, because the reindeer cannot climb the hills of Italy. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. La 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 la
You wanted to be in the middle.
Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey, look at the Mayor's Derby on top of Dominic's head. A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine. The label on the inside says they're made in Brooklyn. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey.
Yeah, you think about it, you can't get the warning on Boston. You just turned off a couple seconds ago.
La 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 la.
Oh, that was real.
Children sing and clap their hands, and Dominic starts to dance. They talk Italian to him, and he even understands. Kumbaras and kumbaras do they dance ad Arandel. When Santa Nicola comes to town and brings Ujucharil. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey, Dominic, what another holla.
That was the goal.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Live around the world.
You're listening to the Westfield News Radio Show on WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield.
Here's your host, the owner of the Westfield News Group, Patrick Berry.
Good morning, everyone. 7:06 a.m. I tell you, I am so glad. Was it a year and a half, 2 years ago, Pete? I told you, make that my 7 a.m. intro. That is just...
Yeah.
We were just talking about it as it was playing. That song, just that intro gets you going. Gets the the blood pumping this early in the morning.
That's why I try to play the Godfather of Soul for Jay, and he won't let me do it half the time.
That's old.
The Godfather
No, but
of Soul.
the thing is with this,
James
those
Brown.
of us that grew
Yeah.
up or that grew up with MTV,
Yeah.
we see the video. We know what's happening. We see the
Right.
video.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just the coolest video.
You mean when MTV used to have videos
Yeah,
on it with
right.
music?
It's,
Yeah, okay.
It's funny you say that. I think there's a niche now for that. That if there was one place that just played videos over and over
Bring
again.
back music videos.
Yeah, I don't. Do artists even do that anymore?
Isn't that what
mean
MTV
Yes, they do.
nostalgia?
They do?
MTV2,
They do.
I think, does that.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had to build a whole new
MTV
network.
rebranded VH1 Classics as one of their own channels again, and they do music videos.
But that was the thing to do in the 80s.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was, you needed to make a video.
Yeah.
And
Your
there was
song
some
didn't-
bad lip syncing.
Your song didn't hit unless you had a video to go on.
and
a
if you
good
did,
video to
and
go
if you
along
didn't
with
have,
it.
Good video,
and if
yeah.
you didn't have MTV, you waited until Friday nights for Night Flight on USA.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I forget what channel it is now on Friday or Saturday nights now.
Night
We'll
Flight's
have to look
back.
it up.
Yeah.
Night Flight is back. They're
Yeah.
they're replaying the old episodes,
And they're
which is
and I
really
love
cool.
I love the old interviews with. They had
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth on one night. It was hilarious.
She's still alive, Dr. Ruth. you know.
Yeah,
she's
she's
not.
still alive.
We had that conversation the other day, exactly.
Yeah, she's just
so-
did a commercial for something. I don't
Yeah,
know what it was,
probably.
but she was on a
Gotta be
commercial.
Viagra. I mean,
No, I think it was a parody commercial.
right.
She was
Yeah,
parodying
I don't-
herself.
I don't remember what it was,
Yeah.
but it was just recently I saw it.
But you think about cutting edge people. We talked Penny Marshall earlier. Michael Jackson with the video age. I mean, Michael Jackson's videos when Thriller came out in the 83,
That was
82,
unique as all get out.
And then
Yeah.
those videos were movies.
Yeah, they were
I mean,
movies. They were movies.
they elevated the whole video.
And there
He
was,
was
a
the
build
first
up
one
to
to
it
do
too.
that.
Yeah, I'm by far not a fan of Michael Jackson, but
You're
I
gonna
will-
burn in hell,
You're
boy.
right.
I will fully acknowledge he did not open the door with Thriller. He blew the wall.
Oh my
out.
God, yeah, amazing
And
talent.
It was he took a bunch of people playing instruments and singing into a microphone into a cinematic experience.
we're gonna
You
turn
can
it
you can
into a
thank
story.
Toto for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Toto
okay.
did the music on that
well,
album.
you can thank the rains down in Africa. That's Toto, isn't it?
Okay, that's two bad jokes.
Yeah,
That's not bad. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. I've only had two.
Only two.
Successful show.
We were talking off air during the break about sledding as in the 60s. And
70s.
70s, whatever it was.
80s.
50s. I used barrel staves, so, but
The skin of an old dead horse.
that's when we had the dangerous sleds with the metal rails on the side.
those were a
you
blast.
could steer those, the flexible flyers.
you
could
could aim at
steer
people.
that down
I
the
mean-
hill. And then, but my favorite was the toboggan. And the toboggan,
I never liked the toboggan.
Oh, how many
you couldn't
kids
control
could you?
it.
How many? Well, yes, you could. They told you if you pulled on the little ropes, you would steer
Those
it.
were- that's
that you
bull.
knew
Those
that
were
was
handles.
bull. Yeah, yeah.
Jay, they lied to you. I'm just saying.
No, the
And we told our friends, don't hang on.
I got a long toboggan for Christmas once, and that's where I lived.
Do you have
for
any
that
reminiscing
winter.
music, Pete? There?
yeah.
One time, back when I was 12, I got a long
You know, that's why
No.
that's why my you mentioned toboggan. That's why my name ends in ski, because I can't spell toboggan.
Oh,
I was wondering if that was coming up.
Yeah, I had to. I had to.
but how
thought it
many
was 'cause
kids
you were
could you
Polish.
hang on this thing? And then that's what we did.
It
How
depends
many
on
could you pile up?
it depends on the
Yeah.
size of your toboggan.
Oh, we made
It's always
jumps.
about size, Patrick.
No, it's not.
We made jumps on the hill, and we'd be in the air, and then the flying saucers. The first flying saucers came in aluminum.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And
my God.
we'd aim.
We were so cheap. We had a 50-gallon drum lid as our first flying saucer.
But Clark W.
Cardboard.
Griswold could really get
Cardboard.
that thing flying.
It was from the drum of hazardous material. And Dad would say, "Come on, you can sled in the dark. You'll glow."
Make it easier to find you at the bottom of the hill.
Right.
We did
Search and
go
rescue
sliding
team.
after dark,
Oh,
know.
who didn't?
Yeah.
Who didn't?
Oh, that was the fun part.
Absolutely.
Come back
Flashlights?
on
Full moon?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no,
Yeah.
we didn't
Pete.
have flashlights. That's cheap.
Jeez, Pete had a helicopter parents. Where your flashlight? Going out at night.
No, you
Glow
My
stick
parents
around his
barely-
neck, you know.
My parents barely knew where I was half the time.
So what my parents did at night, they'd light me on fire so they'd know where I was.
That
That's what
explains a
happened to
lot.
your hair. Okay.
Exactly. Ay. I do want to say, in all seriousness, and I do mean that seriously, not with tongue in cheek. I came across this thing, and I'm going to read it. It's a little on the lengthy side, but it's not too bad. But I came across this thing about Christmas, and I thought, and it was on the old interwebs, and I thought it was pretty cool. So it's a conversation between a dad and a son. Okay, so stick with me.
Is it going to be lengthier than your lead-in?
My 12-minute lead-in, or the lead-in to the?
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go take a break. I'll be back.
Okay, so the son says, "Dad, I think I'm old enough to know now. Is there a Santa Claus?" And then, not being the world's fastest thinker, I stalled for a time, and Dad said, "Okay, I agree you're old enough. But before I tell you, I have a question for you. You see, the truth is a dangerous gift. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. Once you know the truth about Santa Claus, you will never again understand and relate to him as you do now. So, my question back to you is, are you sure you want to know?" And after a brief pause, the son says, "Yes, Dad, I really want to know." Dad says, "Okay, I'm going to tell you. Yes, there is a Santa Claus." The son goes, "Really?" Dad goes, "Yeah, really. But he's not an old man with a beard and a red suit. That's just what we tell kids. You see, kids are too young to understand the true nature of Santa Claus, so we explain it to them in a way that they can understand. You see, the truth about Santa Claus is that he's not a person at all. He's just an idea. Think of all those presents Santa gave you over the years. I actually bought those myself for you. I watched you open them, and did it bother me that you didn't thank me? Of course not. In fact, it gave me great pleasure. You see, Santa Claus is the idea of giving for the sake of giving, without thought or thanks or of acknowledgement. When I saw that woman collapse on the subway last week and called for help, I knew that she'd never know that it was me who summoned the ambulance. I was being Santa Claus when I did that. Son's eyes get open. He said, "Oh." And the dad says, "So now that you know you're a part of it, you have to be young. You have to be a young Santa Claus too now. That means you can never tell a young kid the secret, and you have to help us select Santa presents for them. And most important, you have to look for the opportunities to help people. That's what Santa Claus is." I thought that was pretty neat.
That's a cool story.
Yeah,
You know, I actually have a hotline to the North Pole, and I've been in contact with the real Santa. And later on, maybe half an hour from now,
Yeah.
I have a list that he gave me of all the presents that he's going to be giving to the radio host.
And how long of a segment do you need?
6 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Gee, he usually needs more than that for his rant on
I
Tuesday
know.
morning.
Well, he's
It's a
Santa
monologue,
Claus.
Jay.
It's a rant. I've never heard you do monologue. It's a rant.
That's because you're usually out the door before I start.
Yeah, but at least I can be driving down the road, and you know if it's a good one if you hear that I ran off the road.
Oh, you know, what's Kenny going to talk about today? You know, I've 4 years with community radio, 3 years with my own show, a monologue every week I've written.
Rant.
Do you know how many that adds up to?
How many does that add up to?
A lot. I don't have that many fingers to count on.
More than 10, less than 100?
And you know, sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, you know, I don't have anything left in me.
So I got to ask you a question.
I'm dry. I can't write anything yet. Somehow they keep coming out.
What was your rant this past Tuesday? What was it about?
Oh, this past Tuesday I forewent my monologue, and I told the story about the how the angel got to be on the top of the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard
It was
that
a
one
very
before.
nice story.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Until the end.
And the week prior to that, I went on a tangent about the song "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and that's when Pete and I realized that should be the only song we play on my broadcast.
Well, you were
going to
do
time.
You were not going to do Christmas music.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting.
I declared my time slot Christmas free, Christmas
It's a
music
Christmas
free.
free zone?
Until it became political.
And then every song that was played, "Baby, It's Cold Outside."
You know,
A different version.
There's been a discussion.
Oh, yeah, we
about
found at least
this.
a dozen or two of them.
There's been a discussion about this "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and then there was an entire. I forget. I think Rolling Stone did it. They did an entire, and it's an abbreviated list, but a long list of songs that were written
long ago.
Yeah, not even that long ago.
Right.
That
are politically incorrect.
Rolling Stones' "Brown Sugar."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
oh, that's a bad one.
oh my God. You know, I mean,
But it's one of the best old classic
still,
Stones
you know,
tunes.
things were written in an era where it was different then.
Right, and that's
you
what
know?
everybody wants to. My
They wanna
biggest
change
problem.
history.
Yeah, and but they want to apply today's morality and values to the
Right.
1600s.
Right. Doesn't work.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of a band called Sublime?
Yes.
They literally have a song called "Date Rape."
Yeah, they do. That's true.
It's crazy.
But again, and then the list of rap songs today, and just run down and go, no.
But that's free speech, though.
Yeah,
They scream
Why
and yell
isn't
about it.
Why
Somehow
isn't
there's a
free
difference.
speech from the '60s?
Well, that was the point that people
Or
are trying to
40s.
make, and people are
In
trying
my
to
day.
legislate history out of existence.
You know, it's interesting. I think, Pete, on one of my shows, we had this brief conversation one time. What was the, was it Kellyanne Conway who got ridiculed and forced out for making a comment about wearing blackface when she was a kid?
No,
Right?
it wasn't.
No,
that
no.
was the broadcaster.
Yeah.
No, it was one of the broadcasters.
But anyway.
it was
Yeah.
what's her name from Fox? Then she went to
Yeah.
NBC. Yeah.
So anyway, and this girl,
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn
So
Kelly,
this girl is about my age. I'm 51. I want to say she's about 50, 51, 52, somewhere in that range. And she said she did it back in the early 80s. Again, it wasn't frowned upon. I don't care.
Correct.
It was not frowned upon back then.
look
We
at-
don't look at racial interaction today the same way we did back
A
then.
comedian just lost the Oscars because he tweeted something 5 years ago,
Exactly.
10
It's
years
awful.
ago.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
So, but we are being joined by another crazy little elf, and really, two of us are festive. Well, Ken's got some.
Harry, why don't you come on
festive.
over here? I got to head out.
Uh-oh.
You can have this, guys. I've got to get out of here. I got to bring my wife to work, and I've got contractors working on my kitchen and my living room, and I'm hoping it's going to be finished tomorrow.
While they have the walls open, you're gonna look for any spirits or anything
We
in
did
there?
that already.
Okay.
We did that. I
Found
got
an old
I got
bottle
them
of
with me.
rum.
I got to hook up with you later. They need a home to go. But yeah, so
That was good.
I got up.
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't. What's
Ken said, when you open up the walls, are you going to look for old spirits? And I said, yeah, you found an old bottle of rum. Get
rum?
it?
Come on.
Spirits.
Oh yeah,
Spirit?
I got you. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I had almost a full cup of coffee.
Oh, come on.
Hey.
That was a good one.
I know. Pete's.
No, really, it
Why is
wasn't.
he the arbiter with a buzzer?
I don't know, but I
He
hear that
buzzes when
thing
he
so
shouldn't,
much during
and-
my show.
Rob, thanks for
Rob,
coming by.
thank
That
you
was-
very
Thanks
much.
for having me, guys. It was great seeing
Very
you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to
Cephas
all of you.
beatings, Rob.
Happy
And,
holidays. Happy Festivus.
Definitely,
Hanukkah,
you guys too.
Kwanzaa.
And I wish you the best, my friend.
Thank you. You as well.
And
Happy ghost hunting in
all
2019.
While I'm taking over your time slot. there's
You
no-
are?
Yeah, there's no way I'll replace
Breaking
you.
news.
Yeah, I'll never replace you, man. There's no way.
It's very easy.
So
If
we'll be
you
in touch because
snored for
I am
2
going to
hours.
so need to pick your brains.
Absolutely.
It's one of the things that Pete and I were talking about when it was, first put on the table to have me come in and replace your show in January, was that I wanted to diversify. Obviously, we're doing a 90-minute. That gives an extra 30 to town projects and stuff like that. So paranormal, I want to stay true to what brought me to the table, but I don't want that to be everything.
Perfect.
So I want to get involved with campus issues and events going on as well as local stuff. And
Absolutely.
you and
Any way
I
I can help.
I
You don't
definitely will be
hesitate to
picking
ask.
your brains
Absolutely.
with stuff. So I appreciate that.
Troll the
And,
Facebook forums,
No,
and
no.
you'll be able to come up with anything to talk about.
Wait a minute, Ken. Does that mean I can put together my own monologues?
Roger, you can't go any more gray. Don't troll the Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. It's just bad news.
It's awful.
All right, we need a break.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you, Rob.
Merry
Best of
Christmas,
luck.
guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
You betcha. We're going to take a musical break. We'll be right back.
I don't know if you believe in Christmas or if you have presents underneath the Christmas tree. But if you believe in love, that will be more than enough for you to come and celebrate with me. For I have held the precious gift that love brings, even though I never saw a Christmas star. I know there is a light, I have felt it burn inside, and I have seen it shining is the time to come together. A time to put all differences aside. And I reach out my hand to the family of man to share the joy I feel at Christmas time. For the truth that binds us all together, I would like to say a simple prayer. That at this special time you will have true peace of mind and love to last throughout the coming year. And if you believe in love, that will be more than enough for peace to last throughout the coming year. And peace on earth will last throughout the year.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Live around the world.
You're listening to the Westfield News Radio Show on WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield.
Here's your host, the owner of the Westfield News Group, Patrick Barry.
Sweet Jesus, Plass is here like 2 minutes. He spilled all over the table.
He spills up in the
my
studio all the
God.
time, too.
Anyway,
Par for the course.
7:26 in the morning. You're listening to the Westfield News Radio Show. It's our annual holiday frivolity. We are joined now. Harry Rock has joined us. Bob Plass has joined us. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
You're the only person, well, other than the four other people in the room who I would do this for. I told you, like, I got up in the middle of a REM sleep rapid
So you were
movement state.
sound dead sound.
Yeah, you know what's that's like? Your dream is going someplace and you don't know where it's going, but you're enjoying it, and then you're woken up by the alarm.
So Bob was woke.
Oh my
Right.
God!
And the
So I
realization that
You
you
know,
had to be
I
down
had,
here.
I had a weird dream the other night that I stopped by somebody's house here in Westfield, and as I was approaching the house, under their deck in the backyard, what looked like a dog was drinking out of a dog bowl. It was a wolf, and the wolf started chasing me, and then I woke up.
Wow, that's a good one.
Not fall back to sleep.
Oh my
That's
God.
a good one.
Now, as a therapist, I could have a field day with that.
Now, the wolf was wearing a Speedo. I'm not sure what that means. No, I'm just
Oh, come on.
So it is 7:27 in the morning. It's 18
it was actually
degrees.
me.
It was Bob.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a gray wolf.
It was a
It
great
couldn't have been
wolf.
Bob's house because you have to pay to be able to see it.
So Bob and James are running some sort of pay to
my
see.
God. Oh yeah.
7:27 in the morning, 18 degrees outside your door, getting up to 46 today. So the sun is creeping up. It's from what we can see here, looking out the windows of Studio 120. Looks to be a nice morning.
Yeah.
Nice clear skies, so not too shabby. As I mentioned, Harry and Bob have joined us. Good
Oh,
morning,
Harry
gentlemen.
wasn't on before.
Harry just got
No,
here
I
like
just
you
got
did.
here.
Oh,
in.
Followed you in, Bob.
Oh,
You
good
didn't know
news.
that?
And
Right, we're
if
all
you're-
together.
If
Yeah.
you're watching on TV, the three most festive of us are in the middle. Harry's got his hat and tie on. Ken's got the light up beads. I've got my sweater and hat on.
Bob and I are very boring.
And
No,
Bob-
no.
And
I didn't
Patrick,
say you guys weren't lit.
Patrick,
I just-
I want to note those of
What's
you
it-
that
oh,
can
you got the
see. I've got the
socks, too.
socks too.
What's really in that coffee
so
cup?
I've got my
Great.
Christmas socks.
Very good.
Look at this. See.
So I have to say I was
Those are like Southwestern.
No,
Yeah, they are like
Southwestern
Southwestern.
as I was getting ready to come in this morning, we were watching. By the way, I have a technical question for my tech friend here.
You were
But I
watching
was
going,
watching.
"Do I really
was
wanna
watching
go?"
Channel 15, and Kenny, I'm saying, why is Kenny sparkling?
Sparkly.
Oh,
And what you
he's
can't see
sparkled.
on television are the colors, but you could tell. I said,
There was an inner light coming from
yeah,
him. Is
there was
that
like an
right?
inner light coming from. I said, what's
He's got a
going?
glow
Now
on.
I'm not
Oh,
sparkling.
now you're not
it's steady.
sparkling.
He's steady.
But the
He's got a
sparkling
steady
actually
glow.
worked because you could tell on television that he's got
Something's
something's happening with this sparkling personality over here.
It's
My
a
problem is
tradition every year on the show that I wear.
I don't have camera operators, so I can't zoom in on somebody. That's the
Right.
problem. Yeah.
Oh, right. That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
maybe Jay can do something.
Yeah. Now, I wore this is a thing for me. Patrick, pat my fleece. Oh yeah. There we are. Feel
What do you
this.
got under there?
But that's not festive. Take a look at
No,
Patrick's
no.
sweater.
It's got nothing to do with festive.
I've been talking
Have you been
about.
working out?
No.
Wow,
No.
you're pretty buff
Oh,
there for your
stop.
age.
Oh, yeah, for my age.
No wonder James is into you.
It's my eating scones. It's just it does it.
With a
But
leather scone.
but I've been talking on my program about my balding fleece. And
I've heard you talk
you know
about that,
and that and
Yeah,
so I'm
they
with
start to- yeah,
this
like
is
this
the-
is starting to
this
lose
is this is it
yeah.
this is a brand new one that I bought this week, and it's hickory color, and I thought it
That's
was
a
going to
very
be
nice. I like
you
that. Where'd
like
you
this
get that?
color?
Oh,
I got this
hickory?
on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Oh, I can
Kenny,
yeah,
I think
can
it's
say that.
orange.
Yeah, it looks like it's orange.
burnt
What-
orange, yeah.
Why would they call it hickory? Does a hickory
because
nut
they don't
look
use
like this?
they don't use traditional colors anymore. If you go to like LL Bean and stuff, it's always almond and hickory and they've got all these cool names for it, but not what it's really.
There's the old
Yeah, you can't say burnt orange anymore because it's offensive.
right.
It's-
Well, there's the old
burnt.
there's the old joke.
Orange
about-
doesn't want to be burnt. That hurts Orange's feelings.
there's
But
the-
Sienna loves to be burnt because burnt's never mind.
Well, there's
That's
the old not joke, but the old bit about the wife tells the husband to go to the store and pick out white paint. He comes home with eggshell,
yeah, right, right.
cloud,
Right.
all these other. And she
yeah.
goes, "I told you to get white." He goes, "They don't have white."
White doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So-
Yes. Yeah.
But we need to go to Ken because Ken is getting. Are you ready, Pete? You seem to be leaving. All right, so we're not going to go to Ken. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Jay's behind the camera. Pete's
Hey,
behind
by the way,
camera.
while we're trying to fill some time here, I do want to do a quick shout out to Patrick because this is his next to last show.
Next Thursday.
Oh,
And
my
It's
God,
hard to
honey.
believe because you've been such a cornerstone with WSKB from the very beginning.
More like an anchor.
you
but,
gave us some validity.
Yeah, he really did. But
Really?
I also want to say, because I was listening to it on my way in, you were talking about the value of a community newspaper, and I just want to say, the Westfield News, and how many years, you and I have talked about this, Patrick, how many years the Westfield News has been in existence?
There's been a newspaper in Westfield since 1824 that I know of.
Which is amazing.
Right.
But as we look at the current state of affairs today, where newspapers are really struggling and stuff, there's such value in having a small town small town newspaper, but a
Yeah.
community newspaper, because it does, to your point, talk about all the local news. What I always love on the back is the spreads that you do with the high school games or the concerts and stuff. So everybody gets to see their pictures in there.
And you evolved. You evolved into that, and I watched you grow into a paper that you really want to get because it's focusing on the things that we will not get at any other source, except my neighbor over the fence.
Right, your neighbor over the fence.
But
right.
Your famous neighbor over the fence.
Any business class you take, they will tell you if you're going to go into business, you need to do one of two things: do something no one else is doing.
Yes, a niche.
Or do something someone else is doing, but do it better.
Yeah.
And we're doing both of those, really. We're doing something no one else is doing. I mean, granted, the other media in the market, so from newspapers, The Republican, or you have Channel 40, Channel 22, they'll cover the big stories out of Westfield, Southwick, or the Hilltowns, but they're not doing it nearly.
Right.
And we live here. It's our daily business. So they'll cover the missing girl, the fire, or whatever it might be. But was anybody at last night's planning board meeting? No, Amy Porter was.
I saw her there. I was there.
It's those are the things, the churn of government on a daily basis that is important to the citizens. Right. It really is.
Yeah.
It's boring. Don't get me wrong. But 2019 will not be a boring political year.
But the other thing that happens is the fact that your reporters live here, they work here, they know everybody, so you're able to put a personal spin on it and give it a little bit more in-depth story.
And you also
really
are able to work with organizations like I know the Westfield on Weekends folks are real appreciative of you because with you being ready right there to post our events and to let people know that we're happening, it's just a great partnership, and we continue to look forward to that.
You. I ended up doing a calculation some time ago. In 2017, we gave over $200,000 of value in free ads to the different varying and sundry organizations in Westfield. You pick it, whether it's St. Mary's or the Glee, the K Club or whatever it is. It's just, but that's the nature of community. You got to do those things.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, to your point, you have been exceptionally and exceedingly generous to the Westfield 350 because you run our rack card with our 14. Where's my cameraman who's now not paying attention?
Oh, but you're
because he could be zooming in over here.
He's on you right now. He's got a tight shot of you. You're all set.
Can he control it from there?
No, he's been bouncing back and forth to the cameras. He's taking an interest in my video game.
We don't have a tally light, so which camera
I
are
don't
we
know.
on
Yeah,
now?
where's the red light? That's what I'm looking for. But anyway, we have this incredible rack card with 14 lectures that are taking place. You've been running that every day.
Mm-hmm.
You have been running the
First night.
The first night schedule.
And our schedule of radio.
Which has been, the radio schedule. You've never charged us a penny for that, which has been amazing. You're my storeroom for all the Westfield 350 paraphernalia. We've got. I have to do these shout-outs while I have the opportunity. But if I had my cameraman, he could zoom in on this. But he's not paying attention to us.
We're on you. Don't worry about it.
You are?
Yes.
Which? I don't even know which camera.
How do you know when anyone's zooming? Is there a way to know when somebody's zooming?
I have no idea.
Oh, remember.
Bob, we choose not to tell you that fact.
Oh, please, though. Yes.
We have 2 pallets of these beautiful Westfield 350 books.
But
I had nowhere to store.
Just
They
call
are
me the
quickly
Zoom.
disappearing. I know the Zoom. Oh, he's back. But I said, I have nowhere to store it. Hey, Patrick, you got any extra space in your...
I got space.
He's got space. That's one thing he's got a lot of. But he's got all of our books, all of our T-shirts. It's so funny
Which they're
because
running
everybody...
out. We're running low on everything.
Wow,
everybody
that's great.
keeps coming up to me and saying, where can I buy T-shirts? Where can I buy hats? Where can I get the books? I said, well, I list all the different places.
Well, what if they're out? Well, if you want to be guaranteed to find it, then you go to the Westfield News because he's our depository because everything is there and everything comes from there when I restock.
That's
so,
funny.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we thank you on
Yeah.
behalf of the Westfield 350.
But
It's been
here, I
amazing.
think we really want to, though, emphasize, just a minute ago when I came in the office, I said, this is Patrick's, one of Patrick's last days on the show. And the woman behind the desk went, oh, no, what do you mean? And I said, he's not leaving Westfield. He's not leaving the paper. He's just leaving the radio station. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
You know,
All
I
right.
mean, 4:30 a.m. has been fun, but it's time to let somebody else have the fun.
Oh, my.
So,
Oh,
Pete, are you ready with
Needless to
with
say,
the music?
that's why I got here at 7.
Thank
Yes,
you very
I am.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, so
With
now
my good
we need
friend.
to go
Yeah.
to Ken's. What do you call it, Ken?
Oh,
Ken's
this
Christmas
is,
gifts.
This is a little scary.
It is very scary.
I've been hearing this lead in for a while now, and I said anytime Kenny's on the loose, this could be.
All right,
we
Ken-
never know where it's going.
Ken and Pete, cue it up. This next segment is all yours.
Well, I have
Oh, jeez.
a hotline up to the North Pole. I'm in communication with Santa, and I know what Santa is getting each and every WSKB morning host. He gave me the list, and I'm going to leak it right now.
Oh boy.
Maybe leak is the operative word there.
To Michael Buster McMahon.
Yes.
Oh, hopefully he's listening.
Keys to MGM Grand that only open exit doors.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's good.
To Bob Plath.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got it ready.
A gift certificate to Dr. Dewey Cheatham, plastic surgeon.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my eyes, thank you.
To JPEG Luca.
Uh-oh.
A concert hall in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's great.
Nobody's coming.
To Tina Gorman. Running shoes that fall apart after 1 mile.
Oh.
To Patrick Berry.
Hold on. He's coming.
He's coming. He's listening. He's got a snack.
To Patrick Berry, memories of WSKB. That's all you will have now.
Oh, God.
We'll always have Paris and Ludlow.
Right.
And Ludlow?
Well,
Paris and
Bob's
Ludlow.
free trips to Ludlow. I get
yeah.
it.
To Peter Coles.
Uh-oh.
A lifetime membership to NASA. The
Oh.
North American Snow Alerts System.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Very good, Kenny. You've been put some thought into this.
To Stefan Zaporowski.
Oh, good old Zap.
A vest that disappears in front of Studio 120's chroma wall.
He does always wear the vest.
Bodiless super?
Yeah.
To Rob Olari. 2 less hours in the school day to get everything done.
Ooh.
To Joe Langoni. I got one word for you. Triplets.
Oh, that's so good.
To
Didn't you give him hair last year?
That's cruel. To management. We all know who management is. The book, An Idiot's Guide to Management.
Who is management nowadays?
Doesn't matter. You're leaving.
Yeah. He's probably management.
To Denny Akins. A mandatory stay at the Best Western behind Circus the next time he goes to Vegas.
Oh.
For those of you who know the strip, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
To Brian Sullivan.
Uh-oh.
All the respect in the world.
Ooh.
Oh, how
I
great
like
is that?
Got to cover my butt. To Kenny Stomsky.
Uh-oh.
A television that only receives MSNBC because he destroyed the radio I gave him that only tunes in NPR. To Kate Phelan. 24 hours of nonstop chamber music.
Oh, that's good.
That was good, Kenny.
That was almost worthy of a dad joke.
That's pretty good,
To
actually.
Harry Rock.
Uh-oh.
Another year-long celebration to plan for.
Oh, no. That hurt. Ouch. That's a
To
bag of coal.
Joe Didi. Ben and Jerry's secrets. Their inner secrets.
Are Ben and Jerry like Ernie and Bert?
To Rob Goff. A spirit that is hard to handle. Grain alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
And to Mark Auerbach. Every shoe that is worn turns white until April.
Oh,
That's great.
Very good, Ken. You did well this year.
Yeah.
You did
my
well.
God.
Thank you.
That took a lot of thought. Santa was really helpful to you.
Yes, Santa's pretty smart.
Uh-huh.
How's Mrs. Claus? Is she nice? Does she answer the?
She won't let me in the house anymore.
Does she answer the phone though when you call?
No, she avoids me at all costs.
Oh, my God.
Smart woman.
Yeah, she said ever since that incident, Santa's been really pissed.
Have you ever helped Santa? I mean, one year down at G. Fox and Company, I got a phone call, and they said, Santa needs some help. Could you become one of his helpers? And I became one of his official helpers at G. Fox and Company. And it was like being in prison. At the time I smoked. I couldn't smoke. I couldn't drink. I couldn't pee. I was in this kind of
basically
like
where you're at
costume.
now.
So now we know why G. Fox went out of business.
Oh my God! It was, and then at break, one of the other helpers, the guy that was going to replace me as the helper, came in to me and said, "Hey, look at this beautiful watch." I said, "Yeah, that's pretty nice." He said, "I just picked it up." I said, "Where'd you pick it up?" He said, "I took it from the 7th floor." I said, "You took it? What do you mean?" "Oh, I just put it."
I borrowed it.
Yeah. Wow. The code of Santa's helpers. I went immediately to management. And the poor guy was sent off with the reindeer. Never seen again. Never seen again.
And
So
that's why
I had
you were there all day long.
Oh my God! I had to do another shift.
You had your replacement there, and you ratted him out.
Oh yeah. You have to be.
Sent to the gulag.
You have to be the nicest. But have you, Kenny? You would make a very good Santa.
You'd have to.
I mean, a Santa's helper.
I would have to like little children.
You'd have to like people.
I'd have to like people
true.
in general. Forget about it. Not going to happen.
You'd have a
Forget
Santa
about
ranch.
it.
Bob, have you really thought about what you were just saying? I mean, I know it's early,
he
but have
does.
you really thought about
The mouth to brain
Asking Ken
synapses.
to help Santa out.
Hey, Harry, does he ever? Jay and I just look at each other and go, "Oh no, he just said that."
Tuesday morning is an adventure.
Oh,
to
my
those that
my
have only
word.
listened to Thursdays through our 4 years or so around here, Tuesday morning is an adventure for me and Peter as we work to keep Bob on the rails.
What?
That's a full-time job right there.
Sounds like an Ozzy
Now,
Osbourne
don't get me
song.
wrong. The man plans. He comes in with a 2-hour plan of what we're going to talk about, down to the minute. But by
But
the
he
time
needs a
we're
6-hour show to do it.
and by the time
Yeah,
we're
there
3
you
minutes
go.
into the show, the plan is out the window.
Totally shocked.
That long, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a good time.
But we do need to take a break. Our last break of this show, and then Pete, are the school guys coming on afterwards?
Supposedly they're
Yes,
everybody's
they are,
here
because
today.
I ran into somebody in the hallway that told me his fiance is going to be on the show. Wendy,
vague
somebody.
is
yeah,
that?
yeah, I don't have no idea. But
I ran into somebody who said their fiance is
well,
going to
it's
be on
not
the
one
show.
of the students. No,
Bianca Jagger?
it's
See, this is what we're talking about on Tuesday mornings.
Right, yeah.
No, it was
Random.
It was Brian Cipolletti
never know where
or
it's gonna
something.
go.
Cipollini from
okay.
former Westfield State student who now teaches here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
lost.
it all comes together.
Sure it
7:45 in the morning. It is Thursday, December 20th. 18 degrees outside, getting up to 46 today. The sun is up. Clear skies are looking nice. We're going to take a break. Thank some underwriters. We'll be right back.
When the mountain touches the valley, all the clouds are taught to fly. Thus our souls will leave this land most peacefully. Though our minds be filled with questions, in our hearts we'll understand. When the river meets
Just the winds of time will take us with a sure and steady hand. When the river meets the sea. Patience, my brothers, and patience, my son, in that sweet and final hour, truth and justice will be done.
Like a baby when it is sleeping in its loving mother's arms. What a newborn baby dreams is a mystery.
But his life will find a purpose, and in time he'll understand. When the river meets the sea, when the river meets the almighty
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes and Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Live around the world.
You're listening to the Westfield News Radio Show on WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield.
Here's your host, the owner of the Westfield News Group, Patrick Barry.
Good morning again, everybody. 7:49 a.m. Thursday, December 20th, 2018. 18 degrees outside your door, getting up to 46 today. It's going to be a nice sunny day today. Tomorrow, even warmer, nearly 60 degrees tomorrow, but an absolute washout. Nearly 2 inches of rain.
It's going to rain 2 to 3 inches of rain tomorrow.
It's going to be nice and warm.
Think about that, though. That could be a foot plus of snow if it was really cold.
All right, 2 inches of rain. That'd be a lot more than a foot of snow.
So we're not leaving the house at all.
Well, a foot of snow is an inch of rain is a foot of snow, so it'd be 2 feet of snow.
If it's real powdery, yes.
Yeah,
wow.
Right. Yeah, it depends on how dense it is.
So tomorrow is going to be absolutely miserable rain-wise, but it'll be warm.
Yeah.
So dress appropriately.
What does Christmas look like?
There'll be long periods of darkness, then brightening in the morning. And then it'll be a long period of bright, and then darkness will fall again later in the day.
Followed by an occasional appearance by a tree.
Yeah, there's
with a partridge in it.
There's this weird thing, this crazy
situation.
This woman's going to give birth, and it's like this crazy, and these three strange guys show up that she never met before.
Yeah. Huey,
with
Dewey,
gifts.
and Louie. Oh no, I can't.
I don't know.
No,
this whole Christmas thing is crazy. Bob, I'm telling you. This woman claims she's a virgin, gives birth. Three strange guys show up with gifts on camels. I'm like,
and I can dig the gold, but this frankincense and myrrh, who the hell wants that?
Oh, it's really good. Have you? No, it's a really lovely,
my
lovely
buddy
smell.
married a girl. Her nickname is Myrrh.
Yeah.
What is myrrh?
I don't know. Well,
It's a-
my buddy's wife.
It's an embalming. Isn't it embalming scent or
no,
something?
It's an embalming fluid?
Yeah,
Well, I thought they used it as part of the embalming process.
No, in Mass.
So this
when you
guy
have
was
the-
trying to kill Mary.
You know,
Bob would
no,
know the
no,
answer to
no.
this.
It was
it's
highly
church.
prized in the
When
ancient
they-
world.
Yeah, when they
Pete,
they
you got the
incense
technology.
and-
Look up.
He's got an iPad in front of him.
Spell myrrh, Ken.
Yeah.
Myrrh.
MYRH.
No,
it's
no.
MYRHH.
No,
MY, two Rs?
MYRRH.
Yeah, 2 R's.
Is that
MYRH.
right?
I thought it was two H's.
No, MYRR.
I don't know. Kenny,
Sounds
look
like
it up.
something my dog does.
No, but there is a wonder. That's a wonderful story. I mean, like the
If you
Christmas.
believe it.
Well, the
Don't
Christmas,
they call it the greatest story ever told? Yeah.
It's a really wonderful story, and it actually is about love and.
Well, did you hear my
yeah.
piece about Santa Claus earlier?
Yes, Virginia.
No, the different.
No,
we're off Mary.
Oh, well, yeah. No, yes,
my-
Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
No,
as a
obviously you
newspaperman.
weren't listening.
So quickly
I was
degrading.
sleeping.
You know, there's also the thought that the story of Christmas
Yes.
is about a fib that went way too far.
Oh boy! On a Christmas show, both of you are honest to God. We're going
I
to
think
lose
well,
our
this is
listeners.
blasphemy.
Pete and I,
Blasphemy, right, Harry?
In the 4.5 years I've been doing this show, I've come out. I have come out as an agnostic.
Oh my
so
God!
I grew up Catholic.
Wow,
went
that's
to,
a big step.
It is. It kind of my mother especially is sort of not, but
you don't mention that one.
yeah, my mother. No, I'll mention her.
No, yeah.
No,
I mean not your mother.
Bad jokes galore.
Well, terrible.
So, but I've come out as agnostic. I neither believe nor disbelieve.
That's safe.
Exactly, but
It's really
but
safe.
It's
just in case.
Yes, yeah.
But
Yeah, show me proof.
Right, but just in case.
No.
sort of like.
I'm agnostic. I get it.
And part of the other thing with religion is that
Yeah.
I think science has pretty much proven religion
To be.
to be incorrect. So if you believe in the Big Bang, or if you believe in evolution, rather,
Right,
or not
right,
evolution,
right. Yeah, no.
creationism. Excuse me.
Yeah, creationism. Yeah, right.
Then the science has kind of proven that wrong.
Except the idea that there is an energy, and that energy is probably
Centered
some
around
kind
you.
of. It is. It's in all of us. And if you really think about it, there are atoms between us. We and you are both. We
Come
we
from
are
the same thing.
So we are the same.
Exactly.
We're connected.
We have
in some
stardust
way.
within us.
Stardust within us. That's exactly right. And that
that's-
stardust is part of the Christmas story. I think. Don't you think?
With the kid with his tongue stuck against the pole, that Christmas story?
No.
No, the Christmas story with Mary and...
God.
and
Oh.
Double, triple dog dare you.
Oh gosh! Well, all I want to say is it's a lovely time of year with a great message.
And again, that was part of what I talked about earlier, is the message of what Santa Claus is and this time of year, which is... And I have made no secret. I love Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving is everything about Christmas except for the stress of gift giving. You gather with your family, you gather with your friends, you give thanks for being with everyone, for things that they've given to you, you've given to them, thankful for what you have.
Yes, yeah.
And you don't have to go, oh my God, did I get Mom the right size sweater? Did little Joey, does he like the train? Is a gift certificate a bad idea? You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
So that's why I love Thanksgiving.
I see. So
Very deep, Bob.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Bob, to think you gave up your REM level sleep for this.
I can't believe it.
Can you believe you're here?
Yeah. Now, how about New Year's Eve?
He gave up a nice dream.
I can't wait for. I love New Year's
You
Eve. I'm going to
love
spend
New
New
Year's
Year's
Eve.
Eve with
See?
5,000 of my closest friends.
I know,
Now
me
we're
too.
talking. Now,
No,
New
I mean-
Year's Eve, that's the thing that's going to be happening. Who's got the camera?
Yeah,
I don't see
that-
any red buttons anymore.
No, that's
Where's
just-
Lon?
it's
You're
over-
the one that's
she's
on.
got the camera over there.
Can you see it? Or is anybody
Yeah,
zooming in on my poster?
There we are.
So
are you getting a
so
clear shot?
New Year's Eve this year is for the first time ever.
First time ever. What is it?
New Year's
we
Eve
go.
will be celebrated in Westfield. Westfield is having
Wow.
its very first
How
first night
exciting.
celebration.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's
everyone around this table's got a part.
There's
I
gonna
know.
be
We all have
parade.
a part in it.
There's going to be a parade. There's going to be balloon makers, stilt walkers, ice sculptures. There's going to be a ball sort of raise, drop, raise.
There
no,
are
something.
giant puppets, I think.
There's going to be
We got
giant puppets.
There's,
we got
there's
face
a whole-
painting. We
yeah.
got ice sculptures.
People in white.
Bounce
There's gonna be
houses.
Oh my God.
People in
Snow
white.
fairies and Father
Snow
Frost,
fairies.
Jack Frost.
And to
Right.
top it off,
Yeah, what is it?
A magician.
And fireworks.
Fireworks at 7 o'clock, I might add.
At 7 o'clock.
With a special message that will have a certain accent attached to it just before the fireworks go off.
That's true. We had a lot of fun with that.
Where does everybody park? Can we park? There are plenty of places to
Bob
park around.
Plass owns a home across from.
It's $5 a car.
$5 a car. I'll be out there.
He has a side lot that he's opening up a
That's right.
little.
And if you actually want to look at the house, it's 10.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, don't you dare be caught
He's
looking at
offering
that
hot
house.
chocolate for free.
Yeah,
Right.
it's, no, that's 50 cents.
$5 to park for a carload and 50 cents per person.
No, there is
He's got to make money somehow. He's retired now, you know.
That's right.
So if you're used to coming to the 4th of July fireworks, you find parking everywhere. But there's
Big Y.
There's Big Y.
Big Y.
There's First and I haven't talked to
The
them
middle
yet,
school.
but I'm going to offer
The middle
First
school
and
parking
Adams.
lot.
Middle school.
All along Broad Street.
Broad Street,
Yep.
along right in back of the ice rink itself, and along the side of the ice rink, we got handicap parking.
So when does it all
specifically set up.
begin, Harry?
Well, Jake, thank you for asking that question. Well, we are going to have a family parade. Let's hit this one out.
Well,
of the
wait a
park
minute.
here.
It really begins with just me and Kenny really early in the morning.
That's right. Let's talk about that first.
That's right.
Go ahead, Kenny. It's all you.
What's going on?
All alone
and
in
what
the
time
museum.
does it start?
Well, this is going to be the 4th year that Pete and I do a top 100 countdown.
Wow.
Usually we go back 30 years.
Right.
And this year we're going to do it in decades.
Right.
And we're going to do 20 from each decade, and we're going to count down.
You're doing 20 songs.
20 from each decade.
So you're going back 50 years from 1960s?
69, 79, 89, 99, and 09. We want to do the birthday year. But for those people that would be jonesing for our regular countdown,
which would be 88,
Jason Panda Phillips and Tom Convery are going to do a top 40 version of that countdown starting at 8 o'clock on WSKB and Channel 15.
8 a.m. or 8 p.m.?
8 p.m. Right after we finish, they're going to come up live and do their countdown.
It's going to be the first year
But
in 4 years I'm not at the studio at midnight.
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I was
God.
there with you last year. That was a lot of fun.
So it starts at in the morning. You listen to the radio until 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
And at 4 p.m. is really our official start because we have our family parade that will be launching from the lobby of the ice arena, the Amelia Park Ice Arena. But if you want to be in the parade, which we want everybody to be in the parade, parents and children, be there at 3:30 in the lobby of the ice arena for the staging area. That will be led out by, we have a police cruiser that will be leading that. We have Westfield High School Band with their drummer, drum corps, and their trumpets, and I'm not sure who else is going to be leading out, but that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then
hold on a second. It is the top of the hour. We want to talk more about first night, but we got to take a break.
Okay.
And I got to go to work. So, so we're going to take our last musical break of my show. I did want to thank you guys, Harry, Ken, Bob, Jay, who was here, Rob Goff, who is here, Pete, who's always here. Thank you all for joining me this morning. For those community radio hosts that could not make it, I wish you all the best of holidays, the happiest and merriest of Christmas, safe and prosperous 2019. My very final Westfield News Radio show is next Thursday.
Oh, say, is it true?
So I've got the two knuckleheads that convinced me to do this nearly 5 years ago. Mike Knappich and Bo Sullivan are my final guests.
I love it.
So it'll be fun. It'll be an abbreviated show next Thursday. We're probably going to go on about 6:45 to 8 a.m. because it's a holiday week. There's really no reason to start at 6 a.m. People aren't really commuting, So
Sure.
we're going to do an
You
abbreviated.
can't wake up and get in here for your last show.
No.
Where are you broadcasting
Right here.
from then? Oh,
We'll
right
do
here.
it right from this table. So I do
Studio
wanna,
120.
Studio 120. All right. I do want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Pete's going to take it away with a couple of songs, and then when we come back, we're going to talk more first night with Harry Rock. We'll be right back.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on our troubles will be out of sight. John?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Yeah.
Make the Yuletide gay. From now on our troubles will be miles away.
Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore.
Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more.
That's nice.
Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow.
Hang a shining star up on the highest bough,
and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB